going to do is fill up each one of these bottles, alright? Each one of these bottles with the juices. Now let's do it. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and put our tops on. Let's do it. Always keep me a little damn napkin around. My hands get sticky, because you got to understand this stuff gets sticky, man. So you want to be able to keep moving, alright? Yeah, everything I got out though is what I use. So just use that to stir it up one more time, so you know. And you want to make sure when you seal them, tight enough until you hear that little crack a little bit, just a little bit. You're going to hear it in a second. We'll see. That's what you need. It's hard to do when you got one hand, but that's what you need. That's how you know when they open it, they hear that. That's how you know it's closed, y'all. You hear that. Alright? So like I said, man, y'all gotta understand that, man, that God gives you a gift. He gives you many a gifts, bro. And all you need is a couple to really advance and show your worth, man. Don't never let nobody stop you from getting to your destiny. Nothing. No disease, no sickness, no hating friend, no negative person, no negative family member, no negative lover, community, a person, nothing stop you. No distractions, no destructions, no chaos, no confusion, no low vibrations, no low standards, no toxic energy. That's from people, places, or things. No, you know what I mean? No dark spirits, no matter what. You keep going, because God gives you many a gifts for a reason, bro. But if you never keep going, you'll never know what you could be good at. Don't entertain what the next person did and didn't work. Even if they tell you their story, that ain't you. That ain't you. And God didn't tell you that. God would never give you this if you know you couldn't get to it. But you got to keep going so you can get to it. When you finally get there, you'll see what all the hard work was really about. You'll see it pays off. But if you stop before then, you'll never know. Because you entertain everybody else who told you what you could or couldn't do. Your actions would matter. That's it. Your actions are the only ones that matter. Not someone's opinions, not someone's belief. Never verbal abuse from another person, and never their emotions. Your actions. How you move with God, with your energy and your vibrations of actions, that's all that matter. In reality, what you choose to do, what you choose to accept, and never accept nothing less, because you're so much more. Know your worth. Know your values. Know your worth. Celebrate yourself. If somebody rather party and leave you at a ditch party, see what I'm saying? Go get it with the ones God sent to you at the right place at the right time for the right purpose, to prosper and make great progress, to profess. Never choose to entertain, do, and become someone's projects. That's not what God put you here for. You have somewhere to be. It's called purpose. So y'all, listen correctly and focus with direction and get to it. RIP to Just Money and My Paper. You know what I mean? You got to get to it. You got to go get to it. You know what I'm saying? Pursue it. Never stop pursuing your dreams, bro. Never stop achieving your goals. Never stop doing things that'll leave you fulfilling life. Never stop. You know, you got a destiny. You got a calling. You're chosen for the gift God gave you. Don't let no one tell you different. A lot of times people say that because they're afraid to see you get to your next, and they never got to do it. Or they're afraid that you will get there and do better than them. And the outcome of what everybody in the community and family talks about and brag about, and the one who live in the legacy of doing better than everybody else would be you. A lot of people don't want that. They'd rather be there. A lot of people rather own and control your destiny than you own and control your destiny. Because when you own and control your destiny, you're free. You don't belong to nobody's system, nobody's brand, nobody's label. You belong to yourself. You're owning your own. You're owning your own destination. You're not staying stuck and stagnant and wiping somebody else's mess, because you clean up your own mess. You got your own places to be. You got your own people to see. You got your own celebrations to celebrate instead of being watching somebody else and celebrating for them. That's why a lot of people try to knock you down. That's why a lot of people won't support you. That's why a lot of people will keep you stuck and stagnant and want you to entertain their gatekeeping of nonsense, of BS and toxic energy, because they're afraid that when you do so good, they know that you got the heart to actually do it, and if you keep doing it, you're going to get there. That's what it is. Position of power. They'd rather you just be another person to get a little bit of money and that's it. Because when you get position of power, it's a difference from being just another get money person. When you get position of power, it's more like 1,000 years from today, they're going to have to talk about you and me, the legacy you built. They're going to have to brag about it. The way you came in and you own and control your destiny, and you did right with God, and you did everything in this world that you had to do to build your empire, to get to your next, to be fulfilled, to be more than remarkable and leave a mark, to build legacy, to bring revenue, etc., etc. People don't want you to be that person because they're not going to be that person, and they won't. And other people are too afraid to even try because they're too afraid of attempting to fail. It's like, you ever see how people be intimidated and insecure? It's like sometimes somebody might like a person and want to say something, but they're afraid if they speak, they'll never be heard the way that they want to be heard, so they'll just be quiet. That ain't you. You keep speaking until somebody see. And listen, you keep speaking. God gave you a voice to be heard, so no one will use your voice to be heard. But if you quiet, ain't nobody ever gonna notice you. You're the person that everybody walk by because you always got your head down. There's no confidence in that. You don't got no character. You don't got a heart. You got to stand and show the world what you're about. And this is what I choose to do. So everybody out there with a dream and a goal, get on it. So it's like everybody always told me I wouldn't be, and I wouldn't, because I had a lot of things I was dealing with. Like I'm not regular person. I'm not normal. I'm more. Although in life we all go through problems. We all have pain. Yes. We all have situations. We all go through, suffering. You know what I mean? We all have problems, pain, situations, and suffering, and sometimes pressure get the best of you, but you got to know how to become pressure to your problems, become pressure to your situations, become pressure to your pain, become pressure to your suffering, and there's nothing can stop you after that. Nothing can stop you. So it was like I ended up going through some things with some family, and this is for learning purposes. I want y'all to hear my story right here. It's a lot of bad things they wished on me. They wished on North C.I.E, and still God's plan. So as everybody know on my cooking channel, as Chef C.I.E to the D, and that D is for dominant. BKA just means better known as, like AKA also known as, but better known as North C.I.E. And what I do is God's plan. I'm also a great seer. I'm a star seed. You know what I mean? I'm a earth angel. I go out and I do a lot of social experiments in my community. So whenever you don't see me recording it on here, because I got a life still, y'all, and I have a lot to do, but I'm working on staying content on my platforms, so I could really blow up and really give the message to everybody that need to be heard, and I can move on to my next. Although when God asks you to do what you got to do, you got to stop everything you need to do and do what you're supposed to do for God, for your family. Family come first, and that's always been me, a stand-up dude. I always got to be the one that people could be dependable on and be reliable. Other than that, it don't really mean nothing, you know what I mean, for me to be speaking, because I won't have a voice to be heard if I'm not dependable and reliable, and I can't show everybody the way it go. If you're a natural born leader, you got to know how to lead. You know what I mean? You got to be. I'm a life coach. You got to know how to do. I'm a healer. I'm a star seed. I'm a light worker. So when it comes to me being here in my purpose, I have a purpose, but my purpose starts with God first. My family and God. You know what I'm saying? Then comes all the things I need to do. God and family comes first, then what I need, So I do all of those type of things. So I was great at basketball, football. I was All-American. I was great at anything I could pick up. Microphone, producing. I still could produce a lot of things. I'm producing these juices, right? It's my product. I'm creating content right now, right? I'm influencing people to live their life with a healthy lifestyle and support a future entrepreneur, supporting my business. So I used to smoke a lot of weed when I was younger. You feel me? And I had some family members and friends who outed me. A lot of people around my community, my neighborhood, uptown, they outed me. And I went through a lot of dark intensities because they was very dark spirited. You know what I mean? And when you're a light worker, you're a seer, you have the gift, you're chosen from God, it brings a lot of hate towards your way, a lot of negativity. And they outed me. I used to smoke weed. They can never face me in a one-on-one because I was great at everything. So I would win. No matter which way you would come, I would see you. But I had some family and friends, and they had put some dust in my weed. You know what I mean? And better known as BKA, better known as graveyard dirt. They did the rituals. You feel me? They sold me out. They did just like witchcraft. They did a lot of dark intensities. And I walked on water. It's another word they say, dust. And my mind, it imbalanced. When you inhale that, it imbalances the chemicals in your brain. It's like you go downtown to another world, to another gateway, to the other dimensions. You know what I mean? And you see a lot of demonic and satanic activity. So yes, I go through and been through a lot of spiritual warfare. You feel me? Since I was 15. But if I didn't have the heart of a lion, and I listened to the people who had the tongue of a lion tongue, I wouldn't be where I'm at today at 37. I had to fight for everything to where I'm at. So this is me getting to my next of overcoming all these things, of the trying to be in my pathway to get closer to God and live purpose. So I had to fight for my life. A lot of dark entities. I've been through a lot of that, and yeah, it just, you'll never be the same. You got to hear the voices and see things, and this is what I deal with. So I've been through a lot of, that's war in the mind right there. So if you don't know what war in the mind is, that's it. I had to see things and hear things. That's not normal. That's not godly. That's devilish. You feel me? So like I said, I go through a lot of satanic and demonic activity, and I work with what I'm left with. A lot of my friends, that's when you're going to really need a friend. That's when you really need family, right? They left me behind. They was okay with it. It's like they kept it a secret, like a secret society, like a cult. They coded up on me, you know what I'm saying? They ganged up on me and left me for dead. They outed me. I was the outcast. I was always the black sheep of my fam. And it's like, no one really pays attention to those kind of people. And there's a lot of reasons why, because nobody wanted me to be the person they always knew I was destined to be. No cap. And I would go around town and I would expose a lot of the dark entities. I would do a lot of social experiments, and I think everybody who paid attention to me, who supported me, because everybody is not going to invest in you, and that's how it was my whole life. So I know what it's like to put hard work in. This is not something I just started doing. You know what I mean? It's just that at times God would want me to show my next at the right place, the right time, for the right purpose, and he will bring the right people at the right time for the right purpose. So I had yeah, this is what I went through, y'all, and this is my story from y'all, from me to y'all, from God. And this is what I've been doing, and I've been working on my juices so I can get this drink going, and I've been working on my clothing and building an empire, working on my platforms, and etc., etc. Like I said, in the community, I do a lot of social experiments. I go out in the community and I show a lot of bad things they wished on me, they wished on Northside and still, you know what I mean? And I expose a lot of dark entities, and that's what it was. I went to war in the flesh. So one of the things is when you walk on waters, they always use certain type of animals, and I remember the animals they would use as rats. You feel me? And it's like, it's like they do this when they do it, and they eat the meat and drink the blood. So it's like, you feel me? I go through a lot of war in the flesh too. So for those who don't understand what that is, that's what that is, and it was been kept hidden like a secret, and I had to just find my way out. So every time they attacked me with these devil entities, I would have to go back to the psych ward. So I spent a lot of my young time missing out on school, you feel me? Not being able to learn the way I need to, not being able to have the ability to actually know what that life was like, to graduate school, go to the prom, get a good job that's able to, sustain, to take care of yourself in that way. I wasn't able to enjoy those things a lot of people did. Forget about it. There's nothing I could do on that. I had to give it up to God, not a hurt. I wasn't able to talk to certain people the way I would, because I was consistently hearing the voice and seeing things. So that takes a lot of your ability away now. But when I was younger, I didn't have the direction I had today neither. You know what I mean? I really didn't understand what was going on, why, how come. I would blame myself. I was all over the place. My mom was in the gutter like they wanted me to be, and it was all because I had purpose. Or because I was chosen, I was gifted, I was a seer, I was a light worker, I was a healer, I was a life coach. You feel me? I was Earth's angel. Yes, I had a high vibrations and a heavy anointings. Yes, and etc., etc. I was more than what everybody didn't want me to be and see. And when you're that type of person, you're rare. I don't need to go to the diamond store to buy the diamonds. Why I need to go buy diamonds when I'm the shining red gem? I outshine all the diamonds. So you feel me? It brings a lot of hatred your way when you become that person and you see it and everybody else sees it, and you wake up from being colorblind and having no direction, you know what I mean, and your mind not being fully developed. Once you have direction, you have drive, and you're not colorblind, you woke, it scares people because your light shines bright than any diamond. And it makes everybody see that you're the red gem. They choose you consistently, complete. You know what I mean? You go from being incomplete and inconsistent to being complete and inconsistent. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it was, and that's all the bad things they wished on me, they wished on North C.I.E. So when I would go back and forth to the psych wards, I remember just being in there, spending a lot of time by myself. Nobody would really come for you. Nobody checked for you. It was like the world kept going and my life was stopped and on hold. And I had to go through devilish things that I didn't understand. It started when I was 15. How much would I really know? I'm still, you know what I'm saying? I'm a teenager, but I'm still a child. I'm going in and out, can't function in school. Like, it's the worst thing ever. I would never wish this for anybody, but this is what family and friends did to me. There was never no discipline for them. No one ever disciplined the disobedient children. I would get out. I had to be around the same family members, still to this day. So I started making my ways to do what I had to do. And God's been blessing me through it, y'all. It's like, at times that make you want to give up. Not the person I am today, but like when you don't know, you don't understand, you don't have no direction, you wouldn't get it. It was times where I would even use every altercation as violence until I was taught with direction that every altercation don't gotta be done with violence. Learn as a man to be the definition of what a man is supposed to be and build your character and use your mind as a weapon. Once you do that, you're so powerful. No one can touch you. And this is all things I got through God. Yes, all through God. So I'm more than grateful because it can always be worse. Like I could never be able to share my story. I could never be able to do this, to start this and show other people how to do things and how to get to their next. So anyway, they had labeled me bipolar, schizophrenic, labeled me bipolar, schizophrenic. And those are the symptoms of what bipolar and schizophrenics go through. At the highest level, we go through a lot of spiritual warfare. A lot of us also go through war in the flesh. And a lot of us also go through war in the mind. So me being schizophrenic and bipolar is what they labeled me with because they didn't want to tell people what the whole story of what happened. I had to deal with that. You know what I mean? And I had the war in the flesh. So this is why I changed my diet. You feel me? And I would eat and drink only healthy juices and drinks. And I wouldn't just eat anybody's food because it's like having food allergies. You can get sick because you don't know what they're putting in the food. So you know what I'm saying? You don't. And if you go to the store and you buy something that has a brand, the greatest thing that you could do is when you buy the brand is to look up at the brand and look at the ingredients. Once you look at the ingredients will tell you what's in it. You see how the ingredient says sodium bicarbonate? You got to always know how to read because what you look at the front is not going to tell you everything. That's why even when I did the bottles, I'm letting you know everything that's in here. Then I got, my good old quotes on here, hashtag, all of the amazing things that you need to know. Then I got the juice. Go WILDZ Juice is the brand, So you got to understand. Because most people, they don't get it in life, bro. And it's like you got to give them everything. You give them, where they could choose, have options and choices. Some people just give you options. Some people just give you choices. But when you got options and choices, that shows you that no matter how hard it is, you got opportunity to do better and get to your next. So why sit and complain every day if I can get up and I can do something? There's a lot of things that took away from me. But this is one of the amazing things I was good at. So I started doing things that God still allowed me to be able to do. So I'm just working on this to get my brand going. Extremely. You feel me, bro? So like I said, support a future entrepreneur out there, This is my story. If you can support people who don't support you, if you can value people who don't value you, how can you not value somebody else who celebrates you, who values you, sees your worth, and will never party and leave you at a ditch party, but celebrate you? So the thing is, I want to say thank you for everybody who does celebrate me, who did support me, who did see my worth. You know what I mean? And I pray that y'all watch my full videos and keep tuning in and support a future entrepreneur because this is just my beginning to my next. All right? And this whole year, you're going to see me give you a little bit of this and that of everything that I like and what I'm doing with God. Everything is with God first. With God at the right time, at the right purpose, with the right people. And I want to thank my spiritual tribe because without y'all, just like God did, been on me, I wouldn't have a voice to be heard. There's a lot of people along the way that God sent me to get to where I'm at right now. It's a lot of people God going to send me to get to the next. And you got to tell God, you got to ask God, because a lot of people will come. Do not entertain the confusion. Do not accept the distraction, destruction, chaos from nobody. Don't do it. It's not for you. This is what you're doing. Focus on that. Focus on everything you need to do to keep getting to the next and get better. Okay? And I'm going to show you every day how to do this. Let's get it. Up with it. Stay in tune with one. This is North C.I.E, God's plan. Up with it. Let's get it. And we're going to strengthen the bond daily. Now remember, I got you. You got me. We got each other. And God got us. It's not up for a debate, y'all. It's not up for a discussion. Real recognize real. Say it with me as you have it from your heart, from your spirit, from your soul. uplifting in your soul, your enlightenment in your spirit. All right, I got you, you got me, we got each other, and God got us. Like I said, we all God's children. We all born God's children. No one is exempt from that. Okay? If this only how that happens when you feel like you're not is if you choose to stop being that child of God. But no one is perfect. There's such thing as complete people and collective people. We all got the good and the bad and the ugly in us. It's just how you choose to use it. And when I choose to use my ugly, I'll probably use it when I'm defending somebody else who's ugly against somebody who's ugly. Like, you feel me? You might see that side of me if I gotta defend somebody who wants to be negative to somebody else, and I gotta show them that side of me, because me just being nice to the person they ain't gonna hear it. They'll push me over too. You know, so none of us is perfect, man. So never entertain the nonsense. I adhere to the nonsense what anyone say. We here to have a purpose, to prosper, to make great progress. You know what I'm saying? God put us here with a purpose. You know what I'm saying? We have somewhere to be. It's called purpose. So let's focus with direction and let's start getting to it. Don't entertain what the negative people are saying. Even if if someone is calling you to always talk about something negative, that shows you they're a negative person. If someone is always talking to you to complain about their problems and they're not trying to deal with it themselves, and they still at the same place they was at the first time they told you the problem, time and months and years later, it shows you they're not doing nothing about it. They just want you to entertain their nonsense and want you to take care of them like they're babies. If someone is always sitting around doing nothing and you can always do something, those are the type of companies you don't need. You don't pick up the phone for that person. There's no value in it. If you go to a person and this is what I'm trying to do, right? I'm trying to do this and I'm letting them know this is what I'm doing, and I have nothing. And I'm trying to come up from nothing to something, and they don't see the value in you. They don't see your worth, is what they're saying. They're not going to come out and straight say it, but they won't support you. They won't celebrate you. Then that shows you that they would rather party and leave you at a ditch party, because they don't care about what you got going on or what you're doing, but they don't mind you taking care of their responsibility and pouring their problems on you. They don't want to pour grace and favor into you, but they want you to do it to them. That's not a real friend. That's not a family member you should be around, or letting see around your blessings, and you got to watch out for them people. Because obviously, they're not with you. They just blending up the same uniform and against you. They don't want you to get to your next, because there's no way that you can tell me somebody can't support you at what you do. If they really love you, they really your friends. Now, you can't speak for people who don't know you. Through time, God will definitely send them and let them see what you're about. But when it goes to your family, family is everything. Family, you're supposed to be tied. That's the united, the bond. You know, you're supposed to always have that. So when it goes to your friends who grew up with you, and your family, they should never be against you. They talking bad about you. That's not the people you need to be. That's not your spiritual tribe. You know what I'm saying? You got to be careful around people, because when you start doing this and you want to elevate, there's a lot of people who don't want to see you do good, especially family members who love to see you down or doing worse than them, or only want to see you doing the things they want you to do. Like, they want to own and control you and demand you to do the things they want you to do for them, that they could benefit off of you from. That's not. Like I said, you got to understand, this is all for learning purposes. A lot of us, we're born family. That just makes us blood. You know what I'm saying? That just makes us blood. Like, blood just makes us related. But the love that you share with people, the strength you build with people, the bond you have with people is what makes you family. Stand? Blood just makes us related. Although the bond you build with people, the strength, the way you connect with people who are valuable, and they connect with you as one powerful stone, and they express and show the love, show the definition of love is supposed to be, that's what makes you family. So when you got family and friends and they do not show you that, they will not accept that, they only call when they want you to take care of their problems. They never call to check up on you, and not buttering you up because they want something in return later. But they won't show, like you selling it, they won't buy at least one juice, two juice, here and there. That shows you that person don't care for you. They don't have no interest in you. Okay, so, and it's not for you to get distracted. It's for you to cut them off. Because if you could pick up the phone knowing you got things to do and you trying to get money so you can take care of your responsibilities, you're trying to get to your apartment, you know what I'm saying? You're trying to be inside when it's wintertime and it's outside, it's freezing, it's cold, and you have nowhere to go, you have no food, whatever it is, and they won't support you, that shows you how much they don't care for you. Especially if they have a job. Because if you have a job, you get paid every week, or every other week. $10 is not that much out of getting paid every week or every other week. If they can support their drug habits, you feel me? If they can go and buy Timberlands and Nikes and expensive sneakers from Jordans to Versace to Louis Vuittons and the Laboutins, you know what I'm saying? All of that, you feel me? Who can't spend $10 on this? If you can go and buy liquor, weed, cigarette, how can they not support you, bro? That makes sense, right? And same as for a real friend. How could they not support you? That just means that They can care less about you. And they don't respect you. That's why you can't just give anybody your time. It has to be earned and deserved. You can't just be out there. How are you going to give somebody the time they won't give you? How are you going to support somebody that won't support you? How are you celebrating somebody who won't celebrate you? How? You giving people time of your day when you need to be working on getting to your next. They're not helping you, so why are you giving all the energy to them? You can't just give somebody your energy, your time, be available, treat them like a valuable asset and give them your assets. They have to earn and deserve that. And if nobody earn and deserve that, you don't give it to them, especially the ones who will talk bad about the ones who help you get here. So you think about the person who helped you order these bottles. The person who helped you get the labels that you got. The person who will help you get the fridge you need or the freezer to freeze these bottles. You know what I'm saying? You think about everybody that God sent to you at the right time, the right place, the right purpose. If you call somebody or they calling you and they always talking bad about those people, how can you really see they loyal? That's not loyal. That's disloyal. That's dishonest. Especially if you're entertaining them. And they trying to stop and come between what y'all got. You can see that's how the devil comes. Right then and there. But there's no reason you should be on the phone or having a conversation with people like that anyway, because you can see that's a distraction. That's destruction. That's chaos. That's confusion. That's a miserable person, and they toxic. They come with low standards, low vibrations, toxic energy, and dark spirits, because why would they want to do that? Talk bad about everybody who eat with you. If you had the time and then you needed a plate to be filled, they're not going to fill it, right? They just told you they're not going to buy a juice, so they can't afford it. But they got the time to afford to smoke up weed. Weed is an expensive habit. Buy cigarettes, especially in New York. Cigarettes is expensive in New York. Even the bootlegs is expensive in New York. Even if you're just copping a couple cigarettes a day, right? It's expensive in New York. Right? Because it's still money. But even if they can support a bootlegger, why can't a family member or a real friend support you? Just think about it. They do the things they want to do, but they won't do the things that they supposed to. When it comes to, if we friends, we family, why is it hard for you to support your people? You support everybody else, including your drug habits, but you won't support me. You got to start seeing people for who they are. And you got to learn how to outgrow people, outgrow places they at and the things they do, because that's unacceptable. That's disrespectful. It's unattractive. And as a man and a woman, as an adult or a parent, it's unattractive, and a person who can never show me the definition of what love is supposed to be, or what a man and woman is supposed to be, or what an honest friend is supposed to be, I could forget about you and move on to my next. It works easier for me because now I don't got to deal with your low vibration. I got to deal with the confusion you bring. I ain't got to deal with the selfish actions of sin you bring my way, because you don't want me to get to my next. You want me to stay stuck and stagnant, entertaining your gatekeeping. You want me to just lose everything I got. And God put me here for a purpose and a reason. So I won't fall because of your stupidity. That's foolishness. That's nonsense. You know what I'm saying? So I want everybody out there to really listen to this right here. Allow this video to go viral. Hashtag this to your friends. This right here is the greatest motivation I can give y'all. Stand for something, fall for nothing. Show up and show out for those who show up and show out for you. Everything else is not important. Stop showing up for people who do not show up for you, who will not show up for your mother, who talk down on your cousins, who belittle your sister, who will try to push you down and tear up a bond that you got with somebody who's really there for you when you call them. Think about it. Is there many people you can call if you really needed some money to get some food? Is there many people you can call if your mom was sick? Is there many people you can call if you start falling down to the bottom? That's when you need an honest friend. But when it's time to party, they're right there. When it's time to eat what you got, they're right there. If you ain't selling your juices and you giving them one for free, they right there. They're right there. But when you need them, they all disappear. It's like Lucky Charms. It's magically delicious. It's like Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Good. Right? It's like everybody want to be the man, but as soon as it comes time to support somebody else, they all are on Google Gaga time. All them grown men to start throwing tantrums and having the mind of a child, throwing B-fits and acting like terrible 2-year-olds. They act like they forgot how to stand as a man and stand for something, but they always want you to fall for their nothing. So, you got to start to understand, if you want good in life, you're going to have to put in the work a lot of times yourself and keep going until God sends you the right people, the right time, the right purpose, not to stop. Keep going. Keep going. And understand, you don't got to post every second of your life. What's between you and God is between you and God. So if God tells you to not do this and do that, stay obedient to God. It's better to be obedient than disobedient, because when you're obedient with the one who's always looking out for you, got the best interest, and is very jealous over you and never let nobody else come in between, they know what they're doing. And they don't want you to let nobody else in between too. So you got to understand, there's a lot of people who talk bad about people. Next thing you know, I'll be doing good, and the same people talking bad We're doing worse than what you were doing. So why entertain? Because it takes the same energy to stop and even feel you got to defend yourself from somebody talking nonsense to you. Right? Look at how long you'll be doing that. Look how much energy it take out of you. Look how much energy comes out of you when you got to pour grace and the favor to somebody's nonsense, somebody's BS. A lot. Look at where your vibration could go. You can go down instead of up. So why do that when you can get up and you can just do better? And let the haters talk while we advance. Let the haters talk while you advance. Because your actions all that matter. Not their emotions or verbal abuse of throwing tantrums, of having their own opinions and beliefs. But your actions and reality is all that matter. Your energy and your vibrations. How you connect with God and everybody God sends you at the right place, the right time, for the right person. And connect with each other as one powerful stone. So this is the beginning of the year, right? We're about to be in February, right? Notice how you can go from here to the end of the year and do all this achievement by just doing what you know God is telling you to do. Instead of going backwards and entertaining everybody that's not for you. While that person's talking, you making moves with God. So at the end of the year, everybody get to see who comes out as the champ. They'll see who the prophet is. So let them haters talk. Don't stop and pick up the phone and talk to negative. Don't stop and entertain the gossip, start gossiping, or anyone gossip about somebody. That's because they ain't got nowhere to be. And people sitting around all day talking about you is because they ain't living their life. Because if they're living their life, they don't have time to talk about the negative things you're doing. They're too busy being fulfilled with their own life and their own destinations and getting to the next and planning out trips and how to have fun and things for adventures, excitement, things that's a mystery and that's very curious. Those are the things they're interested in. It's like a lot of people say they're men, but then there comes time to it, they have the mind of a child, and it's for learning purposes. But then again, a lot of people who watch a lot of animations and cartoons, their minds usually be the most extravagant because they're always daydreaming about the next. They always putting great ideas to life and bringing that picture that you can see. Where everybody else is just talking about stuff but never showing you a picture that you can't unsee. Make it make sense, yo. Like, I'm not where I want to be at in life, but I'm not where I used to be. I used to drink liquor, beer, booze, champagne, smoke cigarettes and everything to try to get through what I was going through of this whole, all of the demonic activity, the spiritual warfare, the war in the mind, being labeled schizophrenic and bipolar from every time I went through rituals and darkness of the underworld, what dark entities of my friends and family did to me. You know what I mean? And I'm saying I had to go to psych ward and lose years in the process, you feel me? Now I drink healthy and now I'm working on my own juices. You see the difference of that? And I could have never did that if I was still around people who was always poisoning my mind and my brain, my body, my spirit, my soul, my heart, my flesh, my skull, my blood and bones. I would have been too broken and too controlled, and I would have been becoming of the world instead of remember I'm just in it, because I was never under control of my destiny. They was brainwashing me, or cassette mind controlling me. I would have been doing something strange for a piece of change instead of changing for the better. I wouldn't have had a purpose to prosper and make great progress. I would have became an entertainer and did their project. I would have never professed. I would have no ambition, no dedication, no motivation, or inspiration. Although those are also the keys to a happy, successful, joyful life. I wouldn't have direction. I wouldn't have drive. It would be no thrive. I wouldn't strive. I would have no order. I'd be disorganized. I wouldn't have godly, fruitful, angelic structure that multiplies like a woman create life. I'd be off balance. I'd be no discipline. I wouldn't have discipline. And I wouldn't know how to stay grounded when the devil knocked on my door. I would lose it because I'm following people instead of standing and being my own natural leader. And when you lead, people will choose to follow your command. But some people don't got the heart to lead because there's nothing that people going to want to see that'll choose to follow their command. So they rather control and demand others. You got to wake up out of that mindset of letting everybody control you and see pictures you can't unsee. Everybody got a great story to tell. Everybody could create content. Good people create content. Liars create content. Everybody's influencing something. Good people influence and bad people influence. It's just what you choose to want to do in life. You know what I'm saying? You're going to go with God, or you're going to go with the one who dislikes God. You know what I'm saying? It's your choice. But remember, we have choices, and I choose to live. I choose to be free. My whole life, I felt like I've been dying to live. Now I'm really doing it. While a lot of people, they be living, but they're living to die. Now, what I mean is, I remember that I'm in this world, and I don't ever want to become of it. A lot of people become of the world. They become of the world. And they don't want to remember that they're supposed to just be in it. So they start to partying. They start to leave you at a dish party because they don't want to celebrate themselves. They're too broken. Broken hearted, broken spirit, broken soul, brain dead. There's nothing there. So they'll get up daily, consistently, and just be negative and do something strange for a piece of change and just be full of so much dark entities. You know what I mean? With dark spirits and just darkness in their life, and they'll latch it on to everybody else's who's children of God and going somewhere. Because if I'm not going nowhere, I don't want you to go nowhere. If I'm already a loser, there's no way I want you to be a winner. I want you to be a loser. Follow? No, I'm not. No, you're going to follow. I'm going to control you. I'm going to do whatever I got to do to stop you. And they can be family at times. And that's why it hurts so much, because you usually have expectations of family and friends and people that you desire. And that's your type. Stop having types and see people for who they are. Because this is how to get you stuck and lost in life. And then you'll fall apart. Even if you're doing something good, right? You'll fall apart because you can't believe this person could be somebody else. Like I said, we all have the good and the bad and ugly in us. Start dying to live instead of living to die. People who living to die, they're doing drugs all day, they're doing they're doing the devil's work. And people who is dying to live is people who's like me, who's been through a lot of darkness in their life, and they change their life around and do better what God sent them here. No one is perfect. They stop from being, many people are calling, but only the real gifted with high vibrations and heavy anointings, who are light workers, star seeds, who are seers, are chosen for greatness. And they show it by being obedient to God, where everybody else will be disobedient to God. Because, yeah, I know that's what you need me to do, but I'd rather do what I want to do. So you see the difference? So like I said, man, it's all love. But you got to know the definition of what love is supposed to be. And that's what you get. Because other than that, choose respect. Because everybody loves you, but the same people who love you will hurt you. So you got to prepare for those battles, prepare for those wars. Because you're going to have your ups and downs. You're going to have your good days. You're going to have your bad days. But if you can smile on your bad days, your ugly days, it's all good days. Bless it. Respectfully, successfully, up with it. Live a house, live a gang, outside. That's how it's going up in my kitchen with Chef C.I.E to the D. That D for dominant, ladies. To the next episode, like I said, Ace is up with it. New seasons, new greetings, new meetings, and God's pleasings. I got the juice. Go WILDZ juice. That Bold Blast tea. Thank you once again to everybody who supports me. And I pray that you watch my full videos. Allow these videos to go viral. Allow me to get to my next. I'm trying to get as much followers and subscribers as I'm able to. Support a future entrepreneur. Up with it. Let's go.